off Chris Megan fishing along the Elizabeth Islands. Oh, man. That is a cool. They are all beauties.
We hit the road and headed north into the true wilderness, cutting through 50 miles of logging roads during the last leg of our journey into the heart of great northern Maine. On this adventure, we teamed up with a crew from Old Town Canoes and Kayaks as we navigated to our final destination, Libby Camps. Awaiting our arrival, our guides were loaded and ready to set out with us to explore the remote streams and unspoiled mountain waters only accessible by miles of unmapped dirt roads or the camp float plains. Today we will be hunting native brook trout, few of which had ever seen a fly.
So we arrived last night just before sunset and was just blown away by the sheer beauty of this place. Camp Libby, if you haven't been up here, if you haven't heard about it, I encourage you to go online and look it up. It's just beautiful. We got up, we were greeted right away and we had dinner. In every direction you looked, there was something, whether it was a black bear up in the rafters or a deer head on the wall, or just every direction you looked, it's just something really, really cool. And to get back up here with a crew from Old Town, fishing one of these new kayaks. This is probably one of the first or second off the line. And what they've done here as far as innovations, it just continues to make the kayaking so much more enjoyable, especially for the fishermen. But if you ever get up to the northern woods of Maine, this is kind of it in its beauty right now. To have a kayak out here, there's been so many different areas coming up this brook that you could break off. I imagine you could fish up here every day of the year and never fish the same water twice. Well, one of the spots that we're heading up to right now is a spring-fed area. With the spring bringing up the natural clear water from the bottom, it's probably a little bit cooler than the water temperature surface that we're used to up top here. So this area is known to hold fish. Hope you get in some nice trout. Hang with us. Just a really cool spot here. We just pulled in here on this brook. It's some deep water on the other side of the bank. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can't throw up as close to that bank as possible. There's some springs over there that are feeding this, that are holding fish.
So as close to that grass as you can get it. And as soon as you hit it, a couple of sharp twitches. Then they let it set, and a couple of sharp twitches again. I want to see the fly move. I want the legs to move, and then just let it set for a second. That's when they'll usually pop. That second twitch is when they're going to hit it.
They come right out of the water, huh? Just explode. I've got a little ant pattern on there that Jeff Libby tied up. What's really cool about it, it's got a little foam in it, so it just floats right up on the surface. And all I'm doing right now is slow twitches, bringing it back about 6 inches, and then just twitching the end of the rod, so it's dancing like an ant that would be struggling along the surface of the water. And it seems like that little twitching is what drives them crazy.
You got him.
See that come right out of the water? That was so cool. I swear if you can land it anywhere close to that bank, it's just on. These native trout, they want nothing to do with coming to the side of the boat. They are just little, full of vinegar. Come on, fella. I'm gonna try to walk them right over to you guys without that thing springing. Awesome. Guys, these are all native brook trout in here. You can tell by, look at the colors on these things. They just pop. There he goes. That was so cool seeing him come right up out of the water and eat that. Oh, right there. I just hooked up. Really nice fish. Seems like off to the right here, there's some nice fish It's just almost automatic right now, and that's just so cool, guys. We're in the great north woods of Maine. Oh, this is a nice fish. He's coming right in. Oh, no, he's not. As soon as he sees that boat, he doesn't want any part of it. Oh, nice. That's a beautiful fish right there.
Stay tuned as we take to the sky, looking out over the vast wilderness of Maine to explore just one of the many beautiful mountain ponds known for holding big brook trout.
This is what you think of when you think of Maine. You look over my shoulder here, got a mountain point in the back end over here. It's just gorgeous. We had a big moose that just big cow moose that came across from 100 yards up, turned its big head back to us, didn't bother us any. And what the guys were saying is that if the moose cross up ahead, you can almost tell because all the dirt comes down from them crossing. They'll kick up all the silt.
And through here, you got a bunch of springs bubbling up under the water. So the water starts to heat up a little bit, and the brook trout will come in here and sit. Well oxygenated, cold water. A ton of feed coming down through here, so they can easily be supported throughout the summer. It'll start to cool down the rest of the water. They'll spread out again. But coming into this season right here, end of June, going into July, first part of August, they'll congregate in pools like this one, and these trout will just sit in there.
We're in a little bend here on the brook, and there's a really deep spot all along the far side in here. And as Jeff was saying, the fish feel real comfortable up against that banking because they don't have to worry about any birds of prey coming down and landing on them. Just over my left shoulder, up about 20 yards, is me and Dave Hatton. Mia's been doing really well. She got probably the biggest trout out here so far. Oh, that's a better fish.
Ooh, that was a nice splash. That got me wet over here.
Well, I've got a better fish on here right now. What's nice about this is the sun is directly in my face, so all of my shadows are out behind me. And as Jeff was saying, one of the guides here was saying, as the sun continues to set, the bank will start putting up a nice shadow line. Right along that shadow line, that usually holds nice fish. This guy's real active. I can't imagine a 17, 18-inch fish, the way that'll fight, because these guys are in that, 10, 12 inches, and these native brook trouts just fight tooth and nail.
I watched as the native brookies shot back into the stream and disappeared out of sight. And it wasn't long until the summer sun began to disappear behind the mountain range as well. We made the paddle back with the crew to enjoy the company of good friends, share fish stories over a hearty dinner, and take in the full range of colors of a wild Maine sunset.
On the tree there was a limb, a rare limb, a rattling limb. I take it all the way to the flea, the rash on the flea. So
That's right, the
rash on the flea, and the flea on the feather, and the feather on the wing, and the wing on the bird, and the bird on the egg, and the egg on the bird on the nest, and nest on the leaf, leaf on the twig, twig on the branch, branch on the limb, limb on the tree, tree in the bog, and the bog down in the valley.
Morning came quickly, and I headed down to the dock, eager to meet up with Matt Libby before heading out on the float plane he would pilot to our next fishing destination.
Well, we just pushed off the dock here right now. We're going to be heading over to Brown Pond. Is that right, Matt?
That's correct.
Now, yesterday we were fishing Ragged Mountain. That had some nice fish in it, smaller. But today the place we're going is supposed to have bigger fish.
We're looking for big ones. I usually roll a float off.
Oh, sure. So you just on the right pontoon?
But that way you knows when you're ready to take off. It does it automatically.
Now, what's the speed that you take off at?
About 60, 65, depending on how quick.
And cruising speed is?
About 110.
Yeah, that's what I think.
120. That's Libby Island, where all the cabins used to be.
Now, the cabin that we're in actually was out of here, and they
Yeah,
took
right
it
on that end.
took it apart, and they
put them back up on.
That's right. Yeah, I rode over on that raft in 1958.
Wow. Now I'm looking over here on my right. Looks like there must be a little. Is this a feeder
inlet.
stream?
Yeah, it's usually a great place for a moose. And you see there's one way up the end?
Sure. Wow.
Got his head underwater. We can pick up now.
Now during a high water mark, that's probably all filled in.
That's right. That's all full.
Oh, cool. How many bodies of water will you fish from taking off in the plane?
Oh, there's a core number of probably a dozen, and then there's a lot that are good at certain times of year, so maybe another dozen. Then we get streams that we land on. So I don't know is the short answer. And we go as far as Labrador, so you know up there's tons of water too.
Boy, when we did a flyby, you could almost see the deep water. I get a better idea of where I'm going to be fishing when I land and touch down in there.
Yeah, and that's real key in here. With the plane on these calm days and the sun shining, you can pick up the spring holes and know where to fish, and other guys go right by them. You wouldn't have a clue there was a fish.
This is the definition of On the Water Magazine's angling adventures, guys. We're going to be touching down here in about 30 seconds. Got a couple of kayaks waiting for us here on Brown Pond. We're going to take it right in and see if we can't tie into some big trout. How cool is this, huh? There they are. Looks like Dave Haddon's out there. Luke LeBray. But that's a lot softer than the commercial airliners that come in.
Luck out once in a while, right?
Something tells me there's more than luck.
Hey guys, welcome back to On the Water's Angling Adventures. From flying in overhead in the plane, coming in, you could see that it was a real shallow pond here. But there's a couple of deep water holes in here, and that's what we're gonna be fishing for. Looking for some bigger fish holding in deeper water. Let's get to it. Let's get in there and let's move, see if we can't anchor up. I'm gonna come around the far side there. Libby Camps, had you been up here before?
No, this is great. The first
Blown
time
away
here.
by it, huh?
I am totally blown away. Fish just rose right over there, his shoulder, right as you said that too.
I'm looking forward to getting out there, Dave. I'm gonna peel off on the left here. You peel off on the right, we'll set up.
Go get him, bud.
If you start nailing them, I'll peel off on the right. You peel off on the left.
All right.
All right.
Yes, I just lost a couple of fish. I'm working this weed line right here, just working a woolly bugger in. Just had one and lost it, and we'll see if we can get him back. Yeah. That's that fish. I got him. Yeah, much better fish. There we go. Yeah, boy, just stayed right on that weed line. I was, stay with whatever it was you were doing, and I stayed with him, and here he is. Boy, he is a good fish. Good fish. Don't want to go too tight, too quick on him. Yeah, boy, he is nice. Yeah, and he's on that woolly bugger. I've been having luck today on the woolly bugger. This is the olive. Oh, he wants to run. He's going for your boat. This is the olive one. I did okay on the white one as well, but I think this is my new favorite. Wow, you guys said we had a chance at some big ones here, and it looks like we did. I know you don't get too many more shots like that, huh? Yep. There we go. There we go, guys. Oh, that is a fish. So boy, he just took that woolly bugger. Beautiful, beautiful color.
Well, boy, you've had some real luck right along that weed line, because I know that you've been nip and tuck as far as like, that was a weed, that was a fish, that was a weed, so you're right on the line.
Yeah.
But this guy you must have known right away.
No, this was big fish. I mean, he slammed it, and you could definitely tell him. I mean, I've had schoolies,
Yeah,
and
right.
that felt just like a schoolie. Yeah, but no, what a fish.
And you
What a
had
fish.
switched over to what would you have, like an olive?
I went with that
white?
olive. Yeah, this morning I was getting him on the white woolly buggers, and this was just an olive woolly bugger. It had a cone head on it, so it dropped a little bit deeper in the water. And yeah, he seemed to like it, but look how fat that fish is. I mean, that is really healthy. There you go.
Beautiful fish. Nice job, Tate.
Awesome. That was
Beautiful.
fun.
That's the way it's supposed to be, huh? Right on this weed line where I just repositioned, there's been some really nice rises in there, and I want to get out on top of it. Dave just picked up a really nice fish.
There we go. Oh. So I was just stripping it in and right at the boat. I mean, he was following it. He was tormenting me here all the time. And he followed it right to the boat and just whacked it right at the boat. Another nice fish. Boy, you know, staying here at Libby's, they take you to the couple places the first day. You get kind of your fishing legs under you, and then they bring you out to some really nice water. And boy, it's just been a great time. I brought my daughter with me. She's 10 years old. She got a couple of her first trout ever all by herself. Food is spectacular, and boy, the fishing is great. What a nice fish. All right, let's see if I can do a better job netting him than the last one. He's still pretty high. Let's see if he wants to. No, that one. There we go. There we go. Boy, what a nice fish. What a nice fish. All right, so let's just get this guy swimming, get him moving, he looks still really healthy. Just get him out of the net. There you go, buddy. Awesome. Love it here. Camp Libby in Maine, folks. This is great fishing. I mean, this is just Maine at its best.
This is really isolated in here.
We drive pretty good distances, as you just found out.
But when you folks say a touch down the road, that's not what we consider a touch down the road. That's not 2 or 3 miles up the road.
You know, if we say a bit,
That scares me
you're
now.
in for an hour or so drive.
Yeah, that scares me now that you said a bit. I think we did 100 miles yesterday from the 2 or 3 locations that we went to.
And it's remote. You know, when we go into these places, you know, if you come up here and you drive a lot on these roads, you know, you need good tires, good shocks.
If you weren't with a guide party, I know some of the logging companies that we went through, some of the heavy equipment in there, they probably won't slow down much for you if they don't recognize it.
No, the log trucks are coming at you. I mean, their half of the road is in the middle, and that's what they're going to take.
I don't even know what to call that thing. That picks them up and cleans the bark. And
Delimber.
Delimber. It's a great name for it.
Delimber. Yeah, I know.
If you've seen this tree, the delimber does a log the size of a telephone pole and a half, and does it in 30 seconds. Takes it, picks it up like a popsicle stick, strips it, takes the bark off, and then lays it down and grabs another one by the time you've had a sip of your Coke.
The reason we can drive on these dirt roads that we have up here is because they're logging.
Yeah.
You know, if they
They're
weren't
taking care of the
logging,
roads, otherwise they can't get in.
we would have had to hike into those ponds, you know, because there'd be nothing there.
The trip is worth it. A little bit of a run in here. I think I came in on that last trip on fumes. But the good thing is you guys have a gas station.
And we have gas, which we probably should have mentioned before we went a little bit down the road.
Yeah, so we'll fill up. We'll head out tomorrow. We've got a great stay here, but not before we get into that river that we're
We're
talking
going to
about.
go
That
to
little stream.
a
We're gonna
little
get in
spot.
there
Yeah.
and see if we can't hook up. May or may not turn on. This sounds like it's going to be either they're there or they're not. Nothing in between.
Nothing in between. They're either going to be stacked in there, which I think they are, mainly because of the hot weather we've had the last couple of days. We're going to hike in a trail through a swamp, break out into a stream that's a little bit warm. And it's dropping, but there's a really cold water stream coming into it.
So what do we got about? You said 400 or 500 yards coming in through this trail.
Yeah. It's not a bad trail. It's pretty well beaten down.
No, it really is. Now the animals use these kind of trails as well, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, moose especially. Yeah, they don't get hung up. They can just plow through something like this. The stream is right here. It's right here, and we're just going parallel to it for a little short way. We're just going to follow it down a little ways, and then we'll wade in.
What am I going to be doing? Casting right up on the banking up top and letting it drift down there?
I want you right on that grass, just about. If you look across, that bank is undercut over there. The trout, it's a sunny day, they can hide right along that whole bank and come up and just feed. And it's deep over there, it's over our heads, all right?
Okay.
And so they're right underneath it, so we got to entice them to come out, which is why we use a net. A little movement will entice them to come out on a bright day like today.
Well, I'm anxious to go because when we walked up and we turned that bend, we saw a couple of rises out here. I just saw another one right now, so there's definitely holding some fish. I'm gonna see if I can't get out there and start throwing something on it.
All right, let's do it. Enough lollygagging.
Enough lollygagging. Further than that?
Nope, that was good.
That is 5 inches off that shore.
To the right and right off that point, just about. Yeah. Oh yeah, that'll float right by there now. Right by that grass. Oh yeah, it's going in there. Twitch it now. Twitch it. Keep twitching it. Yeah, that's what they want, that movement. They don't want to eat some dead ant. They want to eat a live one that's still full of fumic acid.
Here it is.
You got him.
Ooh, there it is.
There we go. Nice job, Chris.
Thank you, that was awesome. Right underneath that bank, I put that 6 inches to the side.
That was a nice take.
No sooner did it drift down underneath a piece of grass there, all of a sudden this fish jumped on it. And you were saying put it up a little bit further upstream. I tossed it right on the banking and he came up. I was ready on that one. Beautiful native.
Native brook
I'm gonna
trout.
bring him right over. Just beautiful spots. I'm gonna walk him right over your shoulder and bring him right in. He's gonna see us and there he goes. Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful brook trout. Yeah. Nice, beautiful color.
Guys, these are all native brook trout in here. You can tell by, look at the colors on these things. How they just pop. This guy's been out of the water a little bit. Let's get him back in.
Back in. I'm gonna...
Go ahead and reach right in. I'll hold the net.
Okay, guy, your ordeal. I wet my hands first. You know, always wet your hands before you handle the
You don't
fish.
take the coating off of it?
That's right. You know, especially very small scaled fish, our hands will burn them. That's why you get them wet first.
Look at him, right down to the bottom. Going back into this little spot.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, there you go, Chris. Good strike.
Oh, beautiful. Look at it. He's running upstream a little bit. Fishing the streams like this is just so much fun. So we were right up on the bank. All of these fishermen just sitting right up on the banking. And let's take a look at him. He's a decent fish. Jeff ended up putting on another fly, and they'd seen the ant, they'd seen the candy caddis. And this is a nice fish. I'm gonna walk him right up.
Yeah, we got some cloud cover here just a half hour or so ago. He's got his second wind now.
Yeah, he does.
He's not hooked all that well. He's hooked right in the...
I'm bringing him right to you now.
And I got him.
Beautiful.
Oh, what a beautiful trout.
Well, that's a beautiful fish right there. That's a great way to end the morning right now, fishing a brook. This has been a great spot. We've been fishing a lot of ponds, but boy, you were dead on when you said, let's give this a shot. Got a nice brook trout here. Jeff, where does that rank as far as the brook goes here?
Oh, this is a nice sized brook trout for this stream right now. This time of year, this is excellent.
I will always hold a place in my heart for the wilderness, the people, and the fishing I experience in the great woods of Maine. If you'd like to know more about the fishing in Maine, log on to onthewater.com and learn how you can plan your very own angling adventure.